Hello and welcome to Rowrah in Cumbria for the final round of the 2023 Pass Me Fast Ultimate Karting Championship. Last time you joined us, we crowned our class champions in our opening two classes that were Micromax and Senior Rotax. In this programme, we'll be crowning the remaining three champions for Honda GX200s, the Mini Inters and the Junior Rotax. The Lakeland circuit here in Cumbria has already delivered some fantastic racing action set against the stunning backdrop of the Cumbrian Fells, and you can expect more of the same in this programme.
Let's race at Rowrah. Senior Rotax underway for the last time this year. Morrow thinks better of it, but now he's going to make the bid into the stewardesses. It's Angus Scrivener. Beautiful move on Thomas Wood. Dives through on the inside. Thank you very much. I'll take the lead of the race, says Philip Rawson. Dives up the inside. Little bit of contact between the two. And into the barrier goes Morrow. And he's tagged to the side of Lush. Everybody trying to stay out of trouble, but who's that that's gone? Three of them have gone. Moody's gone. Angus Scrivener wins a Rowrah, one of the drives of the season. Emerson McAndrew gets the victory. He's happy with that. Second place for Cian Bernard.
Well, some super racing in our opening two classes there, and we continue now with the Honda GX200s here at Rowrah, where the championship title is still very much up for grabs. It's a battle that has been closely fought all season between Ollie Thompson, Theo Bradshaw and Ryan White. And as we come into this final round, it's Ryan White who's the man with the target on his back, sitting in first place. But Theo Bradshaw is just 26 points adrift in second, and Ollie Thompson is not far behind the pair of those guys. And when we look at the 900 class, well, it's Ralphie Branscombe who's been the man to beat all season long. But all of those youngsters, well, they may not have it all their own way this weekend, because there's plenty of other drivers who are keen to push them hard all the way to the checkered flag.
My name is Theo Bradshaw and I race in Honda Cadet and Micromax. In Micromax with my teammates, you have to fight on the last lap, but work together to pull the gap from the people behind. My name is Ed, I race in Kart 72 and I race in Honda Cadet. Yeah, hopefully I can get thirds by beating Ollie Thompson consistently, but it'll be hard to say. Theo Bradshaw is obviously in Zip Kart, but I'm going to try and push him hard so that I might be able to beat him.
The key to doing well at Rowrah this weekend is to be more smooth and calm in the corners and not too aggressive.
There's definitely some real hard corners, such as the first corner, the tight chicane. It's a very fast and flowing track. Rowrah is a really difficult circuit. You really have to nail every corner, because one corner will set you up for the next, which will set you up for the next, so on, so on. In the championship, I'm third, but I'm hoping to chase the man in second, Theo Bradshaw, and the person first, Ryan White. Ryan's a really good friend of mine, but on track, we're still quite racy.
So Layla McLean and Blair Smith and I have progressed really good as a driver, what means we can have good battles in the 900 class.
Come Sunday night, as usual, I would love to come at the top three and hopefully win the final.
Well, good luck to all of the Honda GX200 youngsters driving in this one. For the final time this season, let's go and join your race commentator, Jake Sanson.
The battle for the title can now begin in Honda Cadet between White and Bradshaw. They start together on the front row of the grid. This man, Ollie Thompson, is going to be our cameraman, and he's got a better start than Theo Bradshaw. He'll leap into second position, and so he gets through. We work our way through the chicane for the first time, and it's White in front of Thompson, and I think that's Spain. He's got through past Theo Bradshaw as well. So Theo Bradshaw down to fourth position on the opening lap of the last race of the Pass Me Fast Ultimate Karting Championship Honda Cadet battle. Now, do not panic, Bradshaw fans, because he's down to fourth, yes, but he's still got plenty of time to catch up to White, Thompson and Spain and make his bid to get through, as there's a little bit of nudging there from Oliver Newell. Tries to take his move on Ashley Haase. Meanwhile, Blair Smith manages to hold off the attack of Charlie Stapleton. A little bit of news. Finley Smith was sadly not able to take up the start, the privateer. But the other 11 drivers are all out there, giving it the best they've got, as Esme Rosie battles at the back of the grid there with Lena McNeish. So 11 minutes to go then, and the season will be decided in this final race of the year in the Honda Cadet battle. Ryan White leads Ollie Thompson. Ed Spain, Theo Bradshaw and Ralphie Branscombe are giving chase. There is Branscombe as he goes through McRae's and up towards Iredale's. And he's on the 900 kart, of course. All the four drivers in front of him are on 950s. Out towards St John's, through the right. Into Sunny, through the left. All going well. Branscombe is in the box seat here in 5th position. He can just watch what these two do, essentially, and pick his moment based on the timing. And there's the move from Spain. Spain's going to get a run off the turn. So Ed Spain will get through in a 3rd position past Theo Bradshaw. So Spain retakes 3rd position then from Theo Bradshaw. Very frustrating that must be for Theo. Dropping back to 4th position again. What he really needs to be doing is going after 2nd place. But now Branscombe's going to be side by side with him. So Theo Bradshaw having to defend. But Branscombe's going to be slowing fast out of the turn. Branscombe may even get a shot at Theo Bradshaw here. Look, Ed Spain's disappearing up front. I wonder if Theo Bradshaw's got a small problem developing because the pace is just not there compared to what we've seen from him so far this weekend. He's just dropping back. White's clear, Thompson 2nd, Spain 3rd, and now Bradshaw is struggling to hold off Branscombe. So Ralphie Branscombe may get the chance to move into 4th position before long. And look, Ashley Haase is catching up with him too. There goes Branscombe. Branscombe sweeps through past Bradshaw. And I think, look, he's gesticulating to the pit. Something's wrong. There goes Haase. So Haase goes through and into 5th position as well. Head scratching down at Zip. Because I'm afraid Theo Bradshaw is tumbling. Down in 6th position now. As the drone picks up the battle for 7th position. We've got Blair Smith currently weaving in front of Chris Stapleton. Into the hairpin. I think Stapleton is not particularly happy with all of that. Yeah, he is. Look, he's tapping his helmet. What are you doing? Swarming around all over the place. I'll tell you what Blair Smith's doing. He's defending. He's trying to make sure that Chris Stapleton doesn't get it. Charlie Stapleton, I should say, doesn't get his chance to come through. There is the battle up front for 3rd. This is Spain versus Branscombe now. Haase in 5th position, and Bradshaw has just disappeared. He's just dropped. And this is terrible news for Theo Bradshaw. Looking more and more likely that the title is going to disappear from his grasp. Branscombe, meanwhile, has got designs on a podium. He wants to go for Ed Spain. He's going to hop over the curbs out of the stewardesses. We're on board with Ollie Thompson. Now, Ryan White has become a very small dot in the distance. This does give you some idea as to the exertion that is needed from these young drivers to work their way through the course here at Rowrah. So, Ralphie Branscombe swarming around behind Ed Spain. Looks this way, looks that way, looks for an opportunity to get into 3rd position. It might need something pretty special. We've got 4.5 minutes remaining. So still a fair bit that can happen around this brilliant course. But it's not done yet by any means. So Ryan White out in front of Ollie Thompson by 2.7. Branscombe's going to make the dive up the inside here. Gets the move on Ed Spain. Lovely job from Ralphie. So Ralphie Branscombe into 3rd position. Ed Spain just has to sit behind him and hope for another move to appear. Ashley Haase not far away in 5th. So it's just becoming a very tough race indeed for Theo Bradshaw, who is just falling away off the pace of Ashley Haase and is now 10 seconds back from the lead. It's looking good for Ryan White to become champion. It was looking likely after the first lap, but now it's looking even more so as Theo Bradshaw loses out again, this time to Oliver Newell. And now he loses out one more to Blair Smith. This is just devastating bad luck for Theo Bradshaw. And surely Charlie Stapleton is going to make mincemeat of him on this lap as well. Something is not right for Theo Bradshaw. The kart is not firing as it should be. So it is very disappointing for Theo Bradshaw to lose the title this way. But he's doing his best, as all he can do. Up the inside, there goes Blair Smith, diving through on Oliver Newell. And Charlie Stapleton passes Theo Bradshaw as well. Side by side between the two men up front, Newell and Smith. And it is going to be Oliver Newell that leads into the stewardesses' braking zone, with Theo Bradshaw tumbling all the way to 9th. Very unfortunate indeed, as the championship is going to well and truly slip from his fingers. But he's a racing driver. He's not just going to throw his toys out the pram. He's going to bring it home. Up the inside again. Is Blair Smith going to lose out? Well, he's had a bit of a moment there, and Charlie Stapleton's going to get alongside. So Charlie Stapleton's going to get his move on the inside, and he commits! Lovely move from Charlie Stapleton in the chicane. That is such a brave one, because you never know if the driver alongside you is going to give you enough space to play with. But Charlie Stapleton stabs on the throttle, holds on, and says, "Get out of the way. I'm going after Oliver Newell. You've had your chance. It's my turn now." And Charlie Stapleton, with renewed confidence, Very quick out of McRae's, very quick out of Iredale's, up to the stewardesses, has already caught up to Oliver Newell. Talk about a shot of confidence for Charlie Stapleton. He's still there in front of Blair Smith, but that'll do nicely in terms of getting on terms with Oliver Newell. So through Sunny Bend, up to Paddock Bend once more. And Ryan White is just stretching out in the lead. 4.2 seconds clear now of Ollie Thompson, who is actually falling into the clutches of Ralphie Branscombe. So Ralphie Branscombe is catching up, and Spain is coming with him. As we watch the battle again between Newell, Stapleton and Smith. So Oliver Newell still running in front of Charlie Stapleton. There is your leader, Ryan White, barely even breaking a sweat and about to become the Pass Me Fast Ultimate Karting Championship Honda Cadet title winner for 2023. Just taking it nice and tidily here. He's had a very solid and very consistent season. But it's looking really good now for Ryan White to finish off the job. Meanwhile, this battle is still going between Newell, Stapleton and Smith. But what a sensational run it has been for Ryan White. He has had quite the season, really. And this is going to be his 14th win of the season, Ryan White, if you count all of the qualifying heats as well. And in terms of how well he has controlled the season, it will be his 3rd win in a final, as Ollie Thompson's rear view camera now suddenly realises how tough it's going to be, because Branscombe is right behind him, and right behind him is Ed Spain. So this has suddenly become a race of getting out of here for Ollie Thompson. He was trying to catch up to Ryan White. He now realises that's not going to happen. But he's got Branscombe and Spain all over the back of him. And look, we haven't got many seconds left on the timer. So this is going to be a really close race to the end. But Ryan White is going to come through with one more lap to go at the end of the next one he starts. So this is going to be a tricky one. Branscombe's going to get his run off the turn, though. He's going to go side by side. It's a drag race to the braking zone for the chicane, and Branscombe braves it. But Ollie Thompson does not let him get through. So Thompson stays in 2nd, Branscombe in 3rd. 4th place, Ed Spain. And we are on the 14th lap out of what is going to be a 15-lap race now, because the time has run down to 0. 13 laps have been completed. We're on the 14th. And Branscombe's going to get a better run this time on Ollie Thompson. But again, Thompson just has that little bit of more grunt than Branscombe. Branscombe's going to have to play it smart here. Down to the stewardesses. Right, left, right. Going well for Thompson, hanging on in front of Branscombe. Branscombe's getting good momentum off the turn. So Thompson has to defend. Branscombe keeps the kart to the middle of the circuit pretty much. So as Ryan White has already gone into the final lap, Branscombe is going to try and make his bid here on the inside of Ollie Thompson. And surely that's going to be it. And he'll get some support from Ed Spain as well. So Branscombe through in a 2nd, Spain through in a 3rd as we go into the last lap. Poor Ollie Thompson. That's the worst timing imaginable. And now he's going to have to try and get through an ultra defensive Ed Spain on the final lap. He'll be quite happy with 3rd position. But I'm afraid Ollie Thompson is going to have to succumb and fall back to 4th position. Branscombe has got them going away. And in 2nd place, he's not going to be caught. The momentum is with Branscombe. A fabulous battle all the way to the death. But the victory is going to go to this man in both the race and the title. The Pass Me Fast Ultimate Karting Championship Honda Cadet title winner 2023 is coming out of Paddock Bend for the last time. Ryan White takes the checkered flag and the title. What a result for Ryan White. Brilliant stuff. And Branscombe is going to come through for 2nd position just in front of Ed Spain and Ollie Thompson. Haase in a brilliant 5th position in front of Oliver Newell and Charlie Stapleton. Blair Smith will be in 8th position. You've got to feel for Theo Bradshaw in 9th ahead of Leland McNeish. But Ryan White is the champion ahead of Theo Bradshaw. Branscombe picking up the 900 title.
Ryan, listen, talk me through that race and talk me through your season, because you're now the championship winner in Honda Cadet.
Yeah, it's always been really hard. That race, off the start, I got a decent start. I think I got about 2 car lengths, and my lead just extended from there.
Yeah, it really did. You seem to have a lot of open road in front of you and behind you. So I imagine when you're leading a race like that, you've just got to sort of keep your head a little bit and don't sort of daydream.
Yeah, I did this today, or it was yesterday, I was winning, and then on the corner over there I spun on the last lap. I still won it, but yeah.
Yeah, you got to stay focused in the latter stages there, but it's been a good season overall, hasn't it? Lenny Messenger has done a fantastic job with yourself and your dad, and you've really enjoyed your season, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been really fun, and Lenny's helped so much.
Come on in, Ralphie. Look at the smile on this man's face. You were running in the middle pack, and then suddenly you found yourself competing for a podium position. Talk me through the last few laps.
It was just like Ed Spain knew, and I knew that I was a bit faster, so I got past him, and his dad was just like push with me, and we were just pushing to get Ollie Thompson. We managed to get him, and then it pushed. I'm first in class, and then it pushed Ed Spain up to second in class.
Yeah, it was a great little battle between yourself, Ed, and Ollie there. There was a few laps where you three were really sort of like, dueling out, but you were sort of you were trying to work as a team, were you, with Ed there a little bit?
Yeah, we thought if we can be a team and catch Ollie Thompson, that would be very good.
Yeah. Ed, great to see you, my friend. That smile is from ear to ear. What a last few laps you had. You're on the podium.
Yeah, me and Ralphie were pushing together, trying to catch up to Ollie, and that worked, so really happy.
Yeah, it really worked, wasn't it? There was a great battle though. Ralphie, yourself and Ollie Thompson, there was a few laps in the latter stages of that where you were all sort of pushing and all fighting, weren't you? Did you think you could maybe have gone higher than third?
Yeah, but Ryan got away, so I just couldn't catch him. So
our attention now turns to Mini Inter, where the championship title has already been decided, with DHR driver Jacob Ashcroft wrapping things up after round 5 at Clay Pigeon. So huge congratulations to Jacob and all of his team there at Dan Holland Racing. It does now mean then that this weekend is all about the remaining 2 championship podium positions that are currently filled by Charlie Wolfett and Thomas Hill.
Hi, I'm Charlie Wolfett. I race 195 in Mini Inter. It's been really good this year. I've enjoyed all the battles that me and Jacob have had. Yeah, I'm confident that I think I can get second. Thomas Hill, he will give me a little bit of battle, but it all depends of how this weekend goes, and obviously how he goes and how fast he is. So, well, it's obviously a tricky one around Rowrah. Anything can happen. I hopefully want to get onto the slicks if it dries, but the wets were quick in both. But I hope it goes slicks because it's a lot more fun around Rowrah on the slicks. Yeah. It's a really good circuit. The corners that I enjoy the most is the first chicane, the 2 hairpins, and like the long hairpin at the bottom into the chicane right at the bottom of the track. That's the best part. Come Sunday night, I hope for a top 1 on the podium. I think we need to win this.
Hi, I'm Thomas Hill. I race an Intermax for number 66. I'm currently third in the championship. Jacob Ashcroft's already won the championship. Charlie Wolfett's got a gap to us at the minute, and this weekend we're hoping to keep a top 3 and fight off Minto and Vera. I find Rowrah very technical, and we've only been here once, and our hope is just to keep top 3 in the championship. In the hairpins, you've got to defend on people and show they don't go up your inside. And there's certain overtaking spots to get your pace, and it's very technical. So, come Sunday night, I'd be happy with a top 3 this weekend and to keep top 3 in the championship.
Well, Charlie and Thomas may be fighting out for that runner-up spot, but another youngster who's been at every round this season has proved that consistency is the key if you want to learn your craft. It's Sam Pollitt Racing's Stanley Clark.
I'm Stanley Clark. I'm number 51 in Mini Inter, and I race for Sam Pollitt Racing. My season's been really good. I mean, I'm enjoying the championship in my first year doing it, and I've had some good results, but also a bit of bad luck every now and again in the finals. So my highest position in a final is 6. So I'm hoping to get on the podium this weekend. As Rowrah's one of my favourite circuits. And yeah, so far I've been going well this weekend, been passing the wet and the dry, so hoping for a good result. So this weekend, my mechanic Archie, always really good on the spanners and is very reliable. And then also my mum, she really does all the travelling, drives the car and does everything for me. So I'm really grateful to her as well. And then also SPR and also all my sponsors on my race suit, all of these. For somebody who's thinking about joining the UKC or karting in the future, my advice would be to always give it 100%, give it your all, and then you'll come out on top eventually.
So let's see how Charlie, Thomas and Stanley do, but also keep your eyes peeled on Dan Minto and Charlie Very, who have both podiumed before this season, and I'm sure will be thinking that they can do it again this time out. Here's your commentator, Jake Sanson.
Well, we may already have a champion in Mini Inter, but we do not have a winner at Rowrah. Let's go racing. Very Hill, Clark and Wolfett, and we ride on board with Charlie Wolfett as he tries to secure second in the championship. The drivers hop and skip over the top. And from fourth on the grid, Wolfett has already stormed his way to P2. Great start. Up through McRae's. Oh, there's a problem further back. 2 or 3 karts involved in that one. Several drivers tumbling down the order through the pack. It's very much gone wrong, and there's a couple more stragglers trying desperately not to get caught out in incidents. Fortunately, it does look as though everybody has got going again, despite the problems. Nice move there at the inside from Dan Minto as he gets the overtaking move on Jake Grufferty, and now signals to the pack behind, come on, let's go after the leaders. They drop down once again through St. John's. Oh, that is a brave move in the middle of the gaggle. Several drivers in the midfield making good moves. But Charlie Wolfett, we ride on board with him as he works his way through the chicane on the second lap. And this has been a rocket ship of a start. He's going to dive for the move on the inside, already on Thomas Hill, who has taken an early lead. Charlie Very from pole position, losing ground. But here's the move, and surely Charlie Wolfett is going to want to just disappear from here on in. He gets the move on Thomas Hill. This is not going to be easy to stretch away. But if he's got the speed he had earlier on in the weekend, Charlie Wolfett could well be skating his way to second in the standings with a fabulous victory. But Thomas Hill does not want to let him get away. Through St. John's, into Sunny, and up towards Paddock Bend again. And you can see just how much pressure Thomas Hill is pushing on Charlie Wolfett. He does not want to let him get away at all. This is going to be a very tiring race for Charlie Wolfett at this sort of pace. Up through the chicane, continuing on. The longest race of the weekend in the Inters. But this is such a close race. The super final has already got several drivers battling tooth and nail for the victory. And Charlie Wolfett is just trying to hang on in there in the lead ahead of Thomas Hill. Hasnain Khan in fourth still. So Charlie Wolfett made a little bit of an error out of Iredale's there. That could give them a little bit of hope to close up. Further back, out of Iredale's. And that is the 88 at the back of this particular train. That is Isabella Stansmore-Wilson. She'll make the dive up the inside and gets the overtaking move there into the stewardesses. Lovely job as she passes Louis Radcliffe. So Isabella Stansmore-Wilson still with opportunities here. It's far from over for the Sam Pollitt racing driver. Goes through Sunny and up towards Paddock Bend again. Great racing. This is what's brilliant about the Ultimate Karting Championship. In every single class, it's not just the leaders that get to squabble away with each other. It's the midfield pack too. We've got several battles brewing. We've got Cordingley, Mackay, Ali and Jane all the way down in 15th position downwards. There's that great little tussle we just saw between Goodson, Grufferty, Stansmore, Wilson and Radcliffe. And up the inside for second place, that is Charlie Very. He gets his run on Thomas Hill. And the pole sitter returns to second position. So Charlie Very... Oh, a big lunge from Thomas Hill. That was a big dive, and neither driver is prepared to back down. Thomas Hill tries again into Paddock Bend. Now he's got the job done. That was amazing racecraft between Thomas Hill and Charlie Very. But up front, Chaz Wolfett is just wolfing up the road at the moment, disappearing. This is exactly what he wanted. 6 minutes to go. And now what can Minto do? Up the inside into Paddock Bend. This is exactly what he can do. He can challenge for the position. Collinson resisted for as long as possible. But Dan Minto has got the job done. And nicely done too. Through the chicane. And Dan Minto is now through to P6 past Collinson. Stansmore Wilson is now about 3 seconds back. And trying desperately to shake off the attentions of Goodson, Grufferty and Sims-Hazard. So Riley Sims-Hazard has got himself there into 11th position in front of Louis Radcliffe. Diving up the inside. That is the move on Isabella Stansmore-Wilson that comes from Goodson. So Goodson gets up into 8th position. Minto still battling strong with Jack Collinson. They continue to race and weave around. A very solid race battle continues. But there is your man, Charlie Wolfett, in the lead of the race from Very and Hill. Khan, Clark and Minto. Minto is battling away with Collinson. You can see how these two are still dueling away for 6th and 7th position. So a sensational duel outside the top 5. But Dan Minto, having worked his way into P6, is now trying to stretch away from Collinson. And it looks as though he's got the pace to do it. So how far can Dan Minto hope to get in 3 minutes 10 seconds, plus the additional lap when that final lap, when the time runs down, is completed? So it's definitely going to be a very solid race battle between the two of them at the moment. Charlie Wolfett in front of Charlie Very and Thomas Hill. Hasnain Khan, Stanley Clark, and then it's Minto, Collinson, Goodson, Stansmore Wilson and Gruffety. We've got Riley Sims-Izard in 11th position in front of Louis Radcliffe, and then Oliver White is 13th in front of Bailey Wolfe. Then it's Jack Cordingley, and then we have Harris Ali recovering after the earlier problem on the first lap in 16th position. Charlie Wolfett checks over his right shoulder. Where is everybody? A fabulous run from Charlie Wolfett. But I can tell you that Very has stopped duelling with Thomas Hill, and now they are trying to get that gap down to Charlie Wolfett. But sadly, I don't see it happening, because Wolfett is absolutely planted to the road here at Cumbria on the Rowrah circuit. Just hopping and skipping over each of these curbs with total abandon. Loving every moment of it. The most gradual, the most casual of flicks of the steering wheel to get the kart turned in. The balance is perfect for Charlie Wolfett. And that's not what Charlie Very and Thomas Hill were hoping to hear, because they were rather hoping that Wolfett was going to struggle in the latter stages of this race. They were hoping they could get him back again. But Wolfett is a man destined and determined to finish up this season with a win and second in the point standings behind the current champion, the new champion, Jacob Ashcroft, who is not here this weekend. But he is quite happy to sit on the sidelines and watch as Charlie Wolfett, Charlie Very and Thomas Hill will scrap away for the final race win of the season. And it's certainly gone well for these three, perhaps even more so for Charlie Wolfett. Very did his best from pole position. We're on board with Charlie Wolfett, looking back to the two drivers giving chase. And as long as Charlie Wolfett keeps it on the black stuff, it's going to be nice and easy to the flag for him. So there is Charlie Very in front of Thomas Hill. Hasnain Khan in fourth from Clark, Minto, Collinson, Goodson, Stansmore Wilson. And then it is Riley Sims-Izard, who has actually got into 10th position in front of Jake Gruffety. I have to say, this is one of the cleanest finals you're ever going to see in British karting. A real indication of the standards of driving and the racecraft and the professionalism of these youngsters, who are still amateur karters at this stage of their careers. Once you start getting into the big leagues of Europe, that's when you turn pro. But certainly at this phase, these guys are still learning their craft. Charlie Wolfett goes into the final lap but one. 3, 2, 1. Time is up. And so Charlie Wolfett is now on the penultimate lap. He's on his 15th lap out of what is going to be a 16-lap race. And you are watching Jack Collinson trying to close up on Dan Minto on the final laps of this race. It's this lap and then the one after it that will conclude a very tough and very busy season in the Inters, as Charlie Wolfett is going to lead this race out if he has got anything to say about it. He hasn't got long left, but he just wants to finish it his way. Very in second, Hill third. We've got a great tussle, as that is the 88 of Isabella Stansmore Wilson having caught back up to Goodson. So Alex Goodson's going to have to shake off Isabella Stansmore Wilson on the final lap, but we're on board with our race leader and our eventual race victor if he knows what's good for him. Checks over his right shoulder again, knows he's got plenty of time, he's got plenty of space, so he doesn't need to overdrive the kart. The gap is still steady at 1.3 over Charlie Very, so he doesn't have to make any mistakes. He can just cruise home at this phase. Look, there is the gap. Charlie Very coming through with a very decent margin between the two men. There we are. So Very is going to come through for second. Thomas Hill is going to come through for third. But the man in front of both of them, Charlie Wolfett, is going to finish the job in both the race and the runner-up spot in the title fight behind Jacob Ashcroft. It's a win for Charlie Wolfett. Well done, Chaz. A great job. Wolfett wins from Very, Hill, Khan and Clark. From Minto, Collinson, Alex Goodson, Isabella Stansmore Wilson and Riley Sims-Izard rounds out the top 10. And in the standings, it is Ashcroft that takes the crown, as we already knew, in front of Charlie Wolfett, Thomas Hill, Charlie Very and Dan Minto. A brilliant end to a brilliant, brilliant season. And a fabulous performance from Charlie Wolfett, who takes the crown in fabulous fashion.
Charlie Wolfett, well done to you, my friend. Runner-up in the championship and winner on the last super final of the day. It's been a fantastic year for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic year. I mean, all the battles that me and Jacob have had, and obviously Tom and Charlie as well. So yeah, it's been a really good year.
Yeah, a really strong finish for you as well. I'm sure you would have wanted to have taken the championship overall, but runner-up spot ain't bad. And you know, you've had a good weekend here at Rowrah once again. I enjoyed watching you this morning in the Super Heat. Actually, you made your way up through that field pretty well as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, we started from 5th and got the win. We were just really lucky in that. I mean, we've been quick in the wet and the dry. We've just been unbeatable this weekend.
Come on in, Charlie. Well done, fella. Talk us through that final one of the year then, the last super final in 2023. Got yourself on the podium with the 2nd place.
Yeah, it's great to have 2nd place. I was hoping for the win, but we can't, unfortunately, because we'll have a bit battle. But it is what it is, but at least we got 2nd. I'm happy with it.
Thomas, but well done to you. 3rd place on that one, and I think 3rd place in the championship overall.
Yeah, this year's been really good. First year in Inter, 2nd year in karting. Really happy with the result.
Yeah, brilliant to see. Well done. We sometimes forget when I chat to you guys, you know, when different people have started. And like you say, 1st year in Inter, 2nd year in karting. So it's been brilliant, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a really good year. We got what we wanted, so on to next year.
Fantastic stuff. Talk me through that final one then, the last super final in 2023. Were there moments in that race, I mean, you were leading in the early part of it, were there moments when you thought, hang on a minute, I could actually do really quite well here, maybe could have taken 2nd, could have taken 1st?
Yeah, at the start I was hoping to get a top 2. Yeah, at the start we got in the lead and started to drop off a little bit, tyres got a bit hot.
So we finish our programme with Junior Rotax, which has given us some of our most exciting races and moments in the UKC this season. It's always a close and competitive fight to make it through to the super final, where just 34 spots are available, and some weekends we've seen driver entries of nearly 60 different drivers, and we've had over 100 drivers join us throughout the course of the season. Currently sitting at the top of the championship table, it's a tie on 667 points between Jack Hobson and Ollie Stevens, but behind them, well, the drivers chasing them reads like a who's who of possible winners from this highly competitive class.
Hi, I'm Jack Hobson. I raced number 114 in Junior Rotax. Been a good season. It's every single round there's people improving, more people up front. So you've got Ollie Stevens, obviously. I would say the main person. We had Archie Clark at the start of the year. He was up there. We've got Freddie Ingram, got Deacon Russell, we've got Lizzie. There's so many people at the front in every round. There's more people up there, so it gets harder every round. The main thing that makes it interesting is mixed grids. It's all about getting through to the front, because obviously you have a front run, a middle run and a back run, so it's a lot on what happens around you. You gotta be switched on so you don't get involved in crashes and stuff like that. You just gotta be on the lookout. And the only thing I want is to win, really. If I come 2nd, then I'll be quite disappointed. But I think I can definitely win it. We just did the Heat 1 and I went from 26 to 4, so it's looking good.
My name is Ollie Stevens. I'm a Junior Rotax. My number is 81. This season has been really competitive, but yeah, it's been really good trying to get into the final and then fighting for a podium or a win. A lot of people have been really good. Jack Hobson, of course, has been doing very well as we're both leading the championship. Freddie Ingram's also been up there at the top. He's won a couple rounds. It's just been whoever can be the most consistent over the whole season. So living down in Cornwall, it's a very long drive to get up here in Rowrah, but it's been a very challenging circuit so far, but I've enjoyed driving it and hopefully it will go well.
Well, it's sure to be a close fight between Ollie and Jack, but also keep your eyes open for the other championship podium contenders, Lizzie Mentier, Freddie Ingram and Deacon Russell, who will be definitely thinking they have the speed and the confidence to take a win. Let's go and join the action with Jake.
So the three-way title fight in Junior Rotax begins. Hobson, Ingram and Stevens into the chicane for the first time up the inside. Ingram's hit Hobson already! I don't believe it! Ingram and Hobson, just like Senna and Prost in Formula 1 in Suzuka 1990, they've taken each other off at the first bend. Unbelievable. And now Ollie Stevens, their ultimate rival, is leading the race for the championship fight. Now Freddie Ingram has got going. There he is. He's in the middle. And it looks like Hobson has got going again as well, as there's problems in the back end of the field. A couple more drivers losing ground. And I think Ollie Stevens has just lost the lead of the race as well. Everybody chopping their way through. Kasper Tomilewski losing positions there, as everybody chopping and changing up the inside. Alex Cole trying to wrestle his way to the front. But what a dramatic start to this final at Rowrah. Jack Hobson and Freddie Ingram, the title protagonists, taking each other off the road on the first lap. They both got going again, but it doesn't matter. They're both out of the top 10, and this is going to be an impossible task to get back into championship winning contention, especially with their main opponent, Ollie Stevens, in third position at the moment. Oh, sorry, second place now. Oh, contact! That's John Brown. He's come together with one of the Lando Norris chassis. So there's big problems, and off the road as well goes the 67 kart, I think that was. Off to the right-hand side, that's Ben Cordingley. So all sorts of dramas then in this first final, and we've only gone 2 laps into it. So already some big problems then. I think it was Dan Kilpatrick that actually went off with John Brown initially. So the two of them seem to have come off the road. Yeah, it was Dan Kilpatrick on the Lando Norris chassis, so I think both of them have got big damage. And I can tell you that John Brown is limping. Dan Kilpatrick, I think, is off at the side of the road where the contact happened. So both drivers are going to be out of this race. Very unfortunate. But Lewis Goff leads the way here in the title showdown from Ollie Stevens, as round the outside, that is Finley Buck getting his move on Thacker. Is Jack Hobson. Big dive on the inside of Stevens. Lovely move for second from Finley Buck, having just set the fastest lap of the race. He now gets into second and then has the audacity to gesture to the guys behind him. Come on, let's go get Lewis Goff. What did you think we were doing? Brilliant racing here at Rowrah. Still, this duel further back continues. So Jack Hobson ending up in the wall, managing to rejoin the race. And Ingram dropping all the way to the midfield. But look at this. Goff has got no advantage at all over Buck. It's a 1/10 of a second, basically. But Ollie Stevens is sensing a chance as well. So Stevens just slots in behind Finley Buck. A bit of a run wide from Goff. In fact, to be fair, all 3 of the top 3 ran wide there. So Ollie Stevens going to get his shot at the inside. Well, he is, because Finley Buck's going to run wide. So now it's going to be a drag race to the braking zone. But Buck is going to concede this, surely, because there's enough room up the inside. There goes Ollie Stevens into second position. If the race ends like this, he is going to be the Pass Me Fast Ultimate Karting Championship winner of the Junior Rotax class. A fabulous result so far. And still they continue as the drone flies over Paddock Bend. Tries to keep up with them. Kasper Tomilewski is doing just that. And there's a little bit of blocking there from Buck as Cull dives for the inside, gets third position. Alex Cull will not be halted. So he makes the bid into third position and gets the overtake on Finley Buck, with Kasper Tomilewski a lap down just behind them and essentially just following in the wheel tracks. I may as well learn from the kings of the weekend. And so Kasper Tomilewski getting a free education here in 5th position on the road, but a lap down in reality. So Goff, Stevens, Buck and Cull. Then it is Kasper Tomilewski in the number 20, who is a lap down after his little off. You've got to go 6 seconds off the lead to find the 5th place battle now. And it's Turner, Antrobus, Deacon Russell, Rhys Bailey, Matteo Palazzo and Nicholas Ellis in front of Thacker, Robertson, Buttle and Ingram. Into the chicane. Hopping over the curbs, trying not to do too much damage to the card as you go. Ollie Stevens is right in behind Lewis Goff now, with Cull and Buck having their own battle. Bit of a wobble there from Lewis Goff. Goff is backing Ollie Stevens up, trying to back him into the chasing pack, and he's done exactly what he wants to do there. He's let Ollie Stevens go to his left side because he'll have the right hand over the next corner, and Alex Cull's going to get past both of them. A big mistake from Goff, because he was so busy focusing on Stevens, he actually conceded the lead to Alex Cull. So Cull has now taken the lead away from Lewis Goff. So that is going to be an absolute heaven-sent opportunity now for Alexander Cull. Over the line together. Not even 0.6 of a second covering the 4 of them as they cross the finish line. So now Alex Cull defending from the 51 of Lewis Goff. And Ollie Stevens is able to get the run on Buck. Oh! Finley Buck is on a bucking Bronco there, as he drifts with 2 wheels onto the grass. And Bucky really does get Bucky. So down the straight, up towards the stewardesses once again. Through they come. Up and over the top of the curbs. And who's going to come through first? It is still Cull in front of Goff and Stevens. Then Finley Buck in 4th now. Turner is 6 seconds back, but he's pulled a second clear of Deacon Russell. And then Antrobus, Bailey, Ellis, Palazzo, Buttle, Ingram, Thacker and Mentia. And I tell you, Jack Hobson is actually now knocking on the door of the leaderboard here. He's in 25th, trying to get past Morgan Hudson-Brown after the problems earlier on for Cordingley and Daradasa. Because we saw Ryan Daradasa going off the road on the first lap. But there is still big pressure coming from Lewis Goff and Ollie Stevens on the back of the race leader, Alex Cull. Cull has got the lead with 3 minutes and 10 still remaining. But Lewis Goff is determined to take back the lead. So through they come. No traffic to deal with for the time being for the leaders. That's going to help. And here comes Lewis Goff. Really hunting down Alex Cull. They both drift a little wide. This is the moment for Lewis Goff. Drifts through at Paddock Bend and the door is still open. Alex Cull has got to get that door shut as quickly as possible. Ollie Stevens commits. Oh, you were lucky, boys. You got away with that one. But Alex Cull remains in second. Lewis Goff has got into the lead. And there's just over 2.5 minutes to go. And of course, once the time runs down, there is an additional lap after that. So Ollie Stevens now hunting down his own move on Alex Cull here at Rowrah in the beautiful Cumbrian countryside. A fabulous venue to end the Pass Me Fast Ultimate Karting Championship 2023. And in Junior Rotax, it couldn't have been any more dramatic, really. Here's the move. Ollie Stevens, second. Beautiful. That'll get the job done for the time being. So, Ollie Stevens in his second place. If it ends like this, he will be the winner in the Junior Rotax point standings. He'll be the champion of UKC in Junior Rotax for 2023. Lewis Goff may win the race, but Ollie Stevens will win the crown. So through they come. Out of the hairpin at McRae's. Back on the power. Up to the adjacent hairpin at Iredale's. And still, it's nose to tail between the top four. However, Kasper Tomilewski in fifth on the road is just getting the most perfect of educations. The ultimate masterclass from the top four drivers up front. So Goff, Stevens, Cull and Buck. Nose to tail. When is Stevens going to make the move? Is he even going to get the chance to make the move? He'll certainly want to win the title by winning the race, but only if the opportunity comes. And you would certainly think that with a minute 16 as they come across the line this time, there's going to be 3 laps to go by my mathematics. So it will be very close indeed, because obviously you run to time, and then there is the additional lap after that. So, Lewis Goff ahead of Ollie Stevens and Alex Cull. Finley Buck is just keeping as present as he can in 4th position. He can brake a little later than some of the other guys. Maybe use a little bit of lift and coast to bring himself tighter into the rear bumper of Alex Cull's machine. But what a fabulous duel this is turning out to be. Lewis Goff on the Sam Pollitt Racing Expert, Ollie Stevens on the Dan Holland Racing Lando Norris chassis, and Finley Buck in his Ultimate R Expert trying to get the moves on the Tony kart of the Guy Cunnington Racing driver Alex Cull for 3rd position. 30 seconds to go as they cross the line. Can Cull put the GCR team onto the top step of the podium? He was leading briefly. Here we go. Defensive time for Lewis Goff, and the Sam Pollitt Racing team will be holding their breath on the sidelines. Stevens now has to go defensive from Alex Cull. And up the inside, here comes the opportunity. The 313 of Finley Buck now making the bid on the inside in 3rd position. So, Lewis Goff, Ollie Stevens, Finley Buck and Alex Cull. Cull has got through there for 3rd position. Oh, no, sorry, he's lost 3rd position. So now Goff and Stevens dueling away. 1st and 2nd places. But is there going to be enough time as we head into the final lap of this heat? Can Ollie Stevens snatch the win away from Lewis Goff? Looking back through the pack, Ingram in 13th and Hobson in 23rd. This is good for Ollie Stevens. He doesn't even need to overtake Lewis Goff. If he hangs on here, he is going to be able to come through to take the victory. There's the opportunity. Lewis Goff's going to drift wide. Lewis Goff will go wide. Ollie Stevens has the chance. Side by side. Oh, a big lunge from Finley Buck. And now he's going to have to shut the door to stop Alex Cull getting clear. The opportunity is still knocking at the stewardesses. And Cull slips through, but he's overshot. Finley Buck will get back into 3rd position. And I'm afraid that's game over for the podium for Alex Cull. But is there going to be one last shot for Ollie Stevens to get through on Lewis Goff? He's going to try his best. They're both going to drift wide. Finley Buck is going to close in on them, but it's going to end as a stalemate. Lewis Goff is going to win the battle, but Ollie Stevens is going to win the war. He takes the title, and he will do so by just 10 points in the standings. It's Goff from Stevens, Buck, Cull, Will Antrobus, Deacon Russell, Zach Turner, Nicholas Ellis, Reece Bailey and Archie Buttle in the top 10 of the race. In the standings, look at that. Stevens just 10 points ahead of Hobson and Ingram. What a way to end the season in the most dramatic manner fashionable.
So Lewis, talk me through that race then. You've just taken the win in the final super final of 2023.
Yeah, very happy with it. Towards the race, got under pressure by Stevens and Bucky quite a bit. I just got my head down until the last few laps until I could chill out a bit, and then I won it, yeah.
Yeah, you really did win it. Well done, fella. Were you aware of the chaos in the opening stages of that first lap? We had Freddie Ingram and Jack Hobson obviously both fighting top end of the championship table. They took themselves out and, you know, in the end you were the benefactor.
Well, yeah, it's the final round. There was all near enough tied on points. I knew something was going to happen because they all want to be a champion at some point. Then I just got the best of it coming through. Then I got into second, settled into second, got Stevens and just won it from there.
Finley, a chaotic race there in junior Rotax, but good news for you. You made it to the podium, third place. How are you feeling?
It feels really good. Started 8th as well. Led at a few points. Could have got the win, but just defended when they got through, and I wasn't able to get back past and finish third. But we'll take that.
Ollie, talk me through that race. It was chaotic in the opening stages.
Oh, it really was. You know, there was a bit of an incident, turn one. I was then, you know, up there in the top group, just trying to push, trying to get into the lead the whole race, swapping positions all the time. It was really chaotic, but yeah, I'm really glad to get P2, and I'm fairly sure I've won the championship.
Well, that's it for the Pass Me Fast Ultimate Karting Championship in 2023. Huge congratulations to our class winners. In the Hondas then, we had Ryan White on the 950mm chassis and Ralphie Branscombe on the 900. Well done to both of you guys. And then Jacob Ashcroft already had it wrapped up, didn't he, before this weekend in Mini Inters, so well done to you, Jacob. And huge congratulations to Ollie Stevens in Junior Rotax. So the most exciting classes went down to the wire again at the final round, so well done to you, Ollie. And congratulations and thanks to all of the drivers that have come along and raced and indeed put themselves on the podium along the way. We'll be back in 2024 for what will be season 5 of the UKC, and we would love it if you could come along and support and watch us, or just watch us on the telly, or better yet, why don't you put yourself in the drive-in seat and come and have a go. Until then, from all of us here in Cumbria and myself, Kev Harris, see ya.